Hey, the PMP exam is one of the most difficult tests for professionals, and we've heard this from everyone. But not to worry, you have a coach who eats the PMBOK for lunch. Here he is to set the record straight for you, your friend Phil.
Thank you very much. How you guys doing? I hope you're doing great today. We're going to be taking a look at a few quizzes, trying to get into the flow of deliverables, trying to break it apart and look at how things flow from one process into another. We're going to break it down. We're going to make it really simple, and it's going to be a series of exercises. Now, before we get started, I'm hoping that you know the terminology. Deliverable, verified deliverable, accepted deliverable, and also change request, approved change request, and so on. I'll be giving you a little quiz just to kick the tires and make sure that you've mastered that very essential flow for your PMP exam. So why don't we get started? So I call this Know Thy Data Flows. You got to know thy data flows for the PMP exam. So I'm going to be showing you two processes. One is process A and the other is process B. Process A will give you an output, and that goes into process B. So take a look here. Process A gives you an output known as accepted deliverables. Now, accepted deliverables becomes an input to process B. And process B gives you an output which is known as final product, service, or result transition. So my question to you is, do you know what process A is? And do you know what process B is? Pause the recording and think about it. Where do I get accepted deliverables from? And where does it become an input to? That gives me final product, service, or result transition. So I'll give you some time to think. Or meditate, is it? Hit the pause button if you need to think a bit. Now, spoiler alert, I'm about to show you the answer. So, accepted deliverables are deliverables accepted by the customer, and this happens in a process known as validate scope. In validate scope, the customer or the appointed stakeholder inspects the deliverable and accepts the deliverable. So the answer to A is validate scope. The answer to B is none other than close project or phase. Close project or phase is the process where all accepted deliverables go for a final transition. So the output is final product, service, or result transition. So the answer to this exercise is validate scope, which gives you the accepted deliverables, and close project or phase, which is the process that the final product, service, or result transition takes place. I hope that helps. Remember, read the string of events that happens. You have to weave it all together. Let me give you a quick example of what I'm talking about. So, validate scope 5.5, I believe it is. And these numbers are also very helpful to know. So 5.5 is where we get accepted deliverables. However, if you really wanted to follow the trail, you need to go to page 164 and look at accepted deliverables coming out of validate scope and go into close project or phase. And then take a trip to 4.7, close project or phase, page 122 to be specific. And there you can see final product, service, or result transition is an output of close project or phase, and that is going to the customer. So I want to encourage you, hey, if you are really meaning business on this exam, you really want to get certified, my suggestion to you is to go through these data flows. Go through the data flows one by one. Don't cut corners. Go through them in an intentional fashion, combing through them one by one. It might take some time and effort, but I can assure you that the payoff will be absolutely enormous when you face those questions, because you need to weave the tapestry of the PMBOK guide together. This came out of here. Why? It's going here. Why? What's coming out of here? Why isn't it coming out of somewhere else? All of this stuff you need to have down pat. Now, I know some of you are gurus and this is very elementary, but if you're new to the PMBOK guide, begin to think in this fashion such that you can weave all of what is on page 89 together, be it a project management plan component, you know where it's from, you know where it's going, or a project document, you know where it's from, you know where it's going. If you're looking for great training to get you into shape for the PMP exam, please visit www.praizion.com. We've got courses starting at $125, and that will enable you to study with us for a week. You can learn a ton of stuff in just a week. So I look forward to you joining. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Share it with your friends getting ready for the exam. Share it all over the place on social media. I look forward to speaking to you. Take care and bye for now.